Do you struggle creating content that actually converts followers into clients? Stick around to find out how you can create content that not only builds trust, but also sells. So by the end of this video, you are gonna have a simple formula to start creating that content that speaks to your ideal client. And here's the part most people are missing, makes them wanna actually work with you. Woo, 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 woo. If you don't know me already, my name is Leary. I have been working with businesses online since 2007. I help coaches just like you put themselves out there and build their personal brand so that they can have more conversations that turn those followers into clients. And before we dive in, if you drop content below this video, I will send you the content creation checklist that my clients are using to make sure that they're creating the content that converts. All right, let's dive in. In this video, we are talking about how to create content that builds trust and converts clients. So a lot of people put content out there, and they can't figure out what's going on. Like, why is nobody hiring me? Well, there's an additional part that you're leaving out, right? We're gonna walk through exactly how you can do that today. The first thing that you need to do is really know your audience. And I mean really, really know them. You wanna know what they're thinking about when they're laying on that pillow at night, all alone, nobody's speaking, nobody's around. What is going on in their head? What are the problems that they're thinking about that they want solved but probably don't know how to do them? Or maybe they're spinning about. What are they thinking when they're laying on that pillow and nobody's around? Nobody's there to hear them. You want to be able to use whatever those words are. You want to use that to attract them so that they feel like, wow, was she in my head? I was just thinking about that last night. That's what you want to be able to do, right? That's how you can really, really relate to somebody, if you really know what they're thinking when they're laying on that pillow and nobody hears them. So if they're sitting in the middle of the day and they're daydreaming, right? What is it that they're daydreaming about? What do they really want? These are great things to know about your audience. How much of it do you really, really know? And how much of it do you know in their words? Because that is key. If you're using your words, or if you're using, ChatGPT words, you might get somewhere. You might move forward, but when you really start using their words, they're like, oh, holy cow, she gets me. That's when they feel seen and heard. And we talk about that a lot, but that is the key to everything that you do, helping them feel seen and heard by you. You want them to know that you know exactly what it is that they're going through. You want them to know that you know what it is that they want and where they want to go, where they are right now. You meet them exactly there. Do you see? So you need to use their words to really get that going on. And then you want to take all of that and just share actionable tips, actionable things that can move them to the next step. Stuff that they can apply right away. You'll notice, especially on my lives, after every section, I purposefully do an action tip. On my videos, I try to do the exact same thing, like have something that they can do every single time. In my reels, in carousel, whatever it is, I try to leave at least one actionable thing that you can use immediately to move forward. I want you to start trying to do that as well. You have to think about it ahead of time. It's not just on the fly. You have to think about what is that actionable thing that they can do. And remember, you're trying to help them solve a problem, not all the problems in the world, not all the problems you can solve. Each piece of content is about one problem. Talk about that one problem, give them one tip to solve that problem in that piece of content. Actionable. All right, that's what's gonna be the value that you can provide, is helping them move. If it's a belief, helping them change beliefs, that's actionable. And the other thing that you really wanna do is include your personal story. People get very caught up in this, right? Your personal story helps them understand why you do what you do, how you started what you're doing. It helps people understand a lot of that. So for me, for example, in my personal story, I just kind of blew it up, right? I moved to another country. That was my first steps in trying to figure out how I could get the independence that I was after. Your first step doesn't have to be blow it all up. I've done it all. I can help you do that from where you are right now. But by hearing my first step, you understand that I've been through a lot of what you want to go through or what you want to do. You can understand that my goals were, that time freedom and the location freedom, and now the financial freedom. And so what is it that your goals are and how can you talk about that in your story and bring that out to them. And remember, in other videos, we talk about how your personal brand is what kind of brings all of that in. And so your story is a part of that. Your messaging, your story. You want to show them through your story and your stories and your experiences how you've overcome and you're now past that piece that you can help them through. And I believe that you should end every single thing that you do with a call to action. And whether that call to action is to buy something, I almost never do that. It could be to some sort of a call to action to engage your audience. Whether they actually engage or not may not be the point. Maybe they did engage, but in their head, it got them thinking. That's okay. In a nutshell, what you want to do is know your audience really, really well. Provide value. Know your audience really, really well so they feel seen and heard. Provide some value to help them with whatever that specific problem is that is going on at the moment. And bring your story in. Help them relate to you. Help them see that you've overcome certain things, that you've been there, done that. Help them relate to you through your story. That's how you're going to build the trust that they need and the clarity for them to be able to move forward with you. And that is how you move followers into clients. So if you are ready to start creating that content that does the exact same thing, moves followers into clients, drop content below this video and I will send you my free content creation checklist. That way you can start applying these strategies today.